join me today. Out in my workshop, tinkering away. Wanda above staring down on me. Wonder what my next project will be. Working on my Johnson, my Mercury Mark 10. Firing up my StarCraft to fish again. Grab your friends and your dog is too, to watch Tim's Workshop on my YouTube. Hey, welcome to Tim's Workshop. The Mercury Mark 10 restore of the paint. And what we're doing now is we're getting ready to take some more parts off this motor. So it's ready to paint. We'll be painting it first. So I'm going to take the mounts, or the bumper pads. I'm going to take those off since they're just nutted on. This will all get covered up. The fuel pump hose, I need to get off of there. Cover these fittings. Masking tape, got to plug the spark plug holes. Go over all these screws that are kind of rusty. Go over them with a wire wheel. This thing down here, mechanism, it's pretty greasy. I think since this can come off pretty easy, I'm just going to go ahead and pull this thing off. And that way I can clean it separately and paint it separately. Plus I want to be able to get in here to hit it with paint. You can see where they missed the paint right here. So they had, when they painted this originally, for some reason they missed this area. They missed this area up in here. It's almost like they painted this color with a lot of the stuff on there that I'm taking off. So I guess I'll be doing a lot better job of painting it. When I start cleaning it, I'll turn the camera back on and show you how I clean all this up. So it's ready to primer. Got some tape on here. I left the old gasket on here because I'm going to replace it anyway. So when I spray paint it, it'll keep that area clear from paint. So, and then I put a plug in. The plug was a little too small, so I just took masking tape and made it so it would fit in there, and then taped off the threads on the post there. I've been going around the threads with my wire brush in the post, getting them all cleaned up. Get all the old gasket off. Okay, so I got a lot of that stuff off. Need to get this label off of here. I don't know what that was. Now it's time to do some sanding by hand. 400, I think that'll work. Sit down for this because it's going to take a while. Oh, when you put the fuel fittings in, I use high temp Permatex thread sealer, or thread sealant. Not on the tube, but in the container that I got it with. It says 72 hours for it to completely set up, just so you know. So it's slow at setting up, but when it sets up, it does a good job. So if you're in an area, you don't want to over tighten brass, right? So with that thread sealant on there, some of the old stuff on there right now, I got to get it off before I reseal it. And that's what it's like when it's dry. It's a hard sealant. When you put it on there, you don't want to over torque this, so you get it snug. But with this stuff on there, it will not leak. So say like it's a 90-degree fitting, okay? But if you go too far on your churn, you won't be able to get the hose on. Well, you don't have to. You go until it's snug where you want it, right? I mean, just slightly snug. with that thread sealant on there, you don't have to worry about it because it's going to be on there. It will not leak. Hopefully I explained that right so you understand. Okay, so I'll rough this up so the primer will stick to it. And that's all we're doing. We're just going to get it so all the shiny is off of it. Well, this is a flat paint anyway, so. And that's all I'm doing. This is a tedious part of the whole thing. Just going through and making sure that everything is abraded, is what they call it, abrading it. Well, let's spray her down with some super clean. Now we use a simple green. Now it's time for a rinse down. Make sure these plugs are in there good. Alright, well, let's get the rest of it masked here and we'll hit it with some primer. Here we go. Okay, now we're going to get this masked off. Label. Give it a spray. I'm going to go ahead and try the sand tan on the motor. The motor's ready to go, so might as well go ahead and paint it. And along with this part too. I think I'll put some tape over these ends though before I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them, once they're painted, I'm going to take them and put them on my workbench in there in order on how I'm going to put them back together. Okay, so I got them, there's the motor, I got it in here, and the other piece for the transom. Got it painted, so both of those are in here. I'll just show you what I got from Napa. I got 2 barbed fittings, one's female and one's male, for the new fuel hose. To get all this stuff clean, super clean, simple green, scrubbed down, and that way they're ready to paint. This one's not in too bad a shape, so I think I can get away with just hitting it with 400. I got 336 also. It's a little rougher grit. That's for definitely the handle. Yeah, it really needs to be sanded down better. And then after you use the 336, then hit it with 400. And then it'll be ready to spray back down. So what I did is I already took this out, degreaser on it, scrubbed it with simple green, and rinsed it off and let it dry out in the sun. So now we're ready to start sanding on this. So I'll get out some P400 here, wet and dry. right, ready to rinse down. Here we go. Okay, let the sun cook this side, then flip them over and let it dry out the other side. And then we'll be ready to start masking and spraying primer. Yay! Well, it's time to mask this thing off. So let's get going here. Alrighty. Alright, here we go. Time to spray the primer. I think we got it. Get a little more on this. Can is empty, pretty much. That's it. It's done. So those are ready to spray the top coat as soon as they dry. So we'll just let them sit. I've got both sides. So what we're going to do, since I don't know how much is left in this, it was pretty full to me. I think this is acrylic enamel. That's why it looked so good when I was done painting it. I think there's enough in there to do all these for sure. Might even do some of the lower leg, but I'm not sure yet. Definitely need to get more primer though. I'll get that at O'Reilly's. I'm not going to do that until this is all done. And that way I know what I'm doing as far as how much is left on this. Because I don't want to... Well, I guess I could get it in primer the lower leg, get all that out of the way. So all I'm waiting for is the other can of paint, but we'll see when we get that far. Time to spray the top coat. Okay, we're going to let that dry, and then we're going to flip everything over and paint the other side. Coming along pretty good. Let's get the mask on. Got everything churned over. We're going to spray the other side. And by the feel of this, looks like we have enough to do this, but definitely going to have to get more to do the lower leg. I don't think I'll have enough. So we'll get that on order. I'll get some more, in case you guys are wondering, this is a Duplicolor automotive primer, self-etching, maximum adhesion and corrosion resistant. Ideal for bare metal aluminum, which this stuff is, fiberglass interior and exterior. Got that at O'Reilly's. All right, here we go. So now we're going to let that dry. We'll put them in with the others in the mini shed. I'll order some more Santan satin from Vintage Outboard Paint. We'll get that so we can do the lower leg. And like I said, the hood's sunset orange, different color. But I definitely need more primer for sure. So I'll go ahead and get another can of that ordered. That should be plenty to do the lower leg. I would think so. Hopefully. So that'll be a different video for that portion of it. So that's it for part 4, the Mercury Mark 10 restoring the paint and decals, which I haven't ordered the decals yet, but I'm going to. I found a place that sells them. So we got a lot of the parts clean, primered, and top coat on them now, but the lower leg, need to do that yet, and I needed to order some more Santan paint to cover the lower leg. And I have some touch-up too on part 5. I'm gonna some gouges, dent. I'm gonna use some Bondo on it, filler. Get that filled in, and then when we paint it, it'll look nice and smooth that way. I'm going to use the same stuff on my Johnson gas tank too. There's one dent on that, and I think the filler will work really good on getting that, and then eventually restore that motor too. Doing the same thing, new decals, new paint, all that. So that wraps up this video. It is pretty long, so the next one hopefully won't be as long, but I wanted to get everything painted that I could before I ran out of paint. That's why I made this part 4 so long. So hopefully you stuck through it, and the next one will be part 5, continuing on with the restore. So until next time, we'll see ya.